Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the hottest conversations surrounding the Dallas Cowboys right now, and that is the growing swirl of rumors around potential moves that could completely reshape the team's roster heading into the upcoming NFL season. Cowboys fans know better than anyone that this time of year is always filled with speculation, headlines, and debates, but what's being discussed now feels particularly fascinating. We're talking about possible signings and trades that could significantly bolster both the defense and the offense, with names like Christian Wilkins, Stephon Gilmore, Kendre Miller, and Tyler Allgeier being floated around. Now, that's a mix of veterans with proven resumes and young players with massive upside, and if any of these moves come to fruition, the Cowboys could be setting themselves up to take a serious run at the NFC crown and potentially even more. Let's start with the buzz around Christian Wilkins, because that's the name that has Cowboys Nation raising eyebrows and leaning forward in their seats. Wilkins has been a beast in Miami, a defensive tackle who has proven not only that he can stuff the run but also bring interior pressure, something that Dallas has been looking to improve for years. Last season, Wilkins had one of his most impressive years as he became a true anchor in the middle, commanding double teams and still finding ways to disrupt plays. The Cowboys already have Micah Parsons wreaking havoc off the edge, DeMarcus Lawrence providing steady pressure, and Motzie Smith as a developing interior force, but adding Wilkins would take that defensive line to another level. Think about it for a second, a front that features Parsons, Lawrence, and Wilkins working together. That's the kind of unit that offensive coordinators dread preparing for, because you can't just focus on one area without leaving yourself vulnerable somewhere else. Of course, signing Wilkins would not come cheap, and that's part of the conversation here. Dallas has historically been cautious about splurging in free agency, preferring to draft and develop talent rather than throw big money at players. But at the same time, Jerry Jones and the front office know that the window to maximize this roster is right now. They've got Parsons still on his rookie deal for another stretch, they've got CeeDee Lamb about to get his payday, and Dak Prescott's future is a topic of discussion all its own. Making a splash for a player like Wilkins might feel out of character, but it might also be exactly the kind of aggressive move that signals the Cowboys are serious about contending this season. Now let's shift to another familiar name for Dallas fans, Stephon Gilmore. The veteran cornerback spent last season with the Cowboys and gave the team a much-needed boost in the secondary, especially with Trayvon Diggs suffering that devastating ACL injury early in the year. Gilmore brought leadership, stability, and physicality, and he proved he still has plenty left in the tank even as he's getting older. The big question is whether the Cowboys will look to bring him back once again. On paper, it makes a lot of sense. Diggs will be coming back. Darren Bland emerged as a breakout star with his incredible pick-six season, and adding Gilmore back into that mix could give Dallas one of the deepest and most talented cornerback groups in the league. But this is where the rumors start heating up. Some insiders are saying that the Cowboys are at least considering reuniting with Gilmore, and it would be a smart short-term move. Gilmore isn't going to be a long-term answer, but for a team looking to win now, his experience and reliability could be invaluable. Imagine a lineup where Diggs is shutting down the big playmakers, Bland continues to ball hawk, and Gilmore provides that veteran savvy against tough matchups. That's a secondary that can hold its own against anyone in the NFC, whether it's facing the 49ers passing attack, the Eagles' stacked receiving core, or whoever comes out of the AFC should Dallas reach the Super Bowl. Moving away from the defense for a moment, the Cowboys are also rumored to be exploring trades that would add fresh firepower to the running back position. Since parting ways with Ezekiel Elliott and leaning on Tony Pollard last year, the Cowboys' ground game hasn't been quite the same. Pollard has speed and explosiveness, but Dallas hasn't found the perfect balance of power and consistency in the run game. That's where the names Kendre Miller and Tyler Allgeier come in. Let's start with Kendre Miller, the young running back out of New Orleans. Miller is still developing, but he's shown flashes of being a dynamic playmaker who can handle a bigger role. He's strong, quick, and has that ability to hit the second level with bursts, something that the Cowboys could desperately use. If Dallas were to trade for Miller, they'd essentially be investing in a young piece who could complement Pollard while also being groomed as a potential long-term starter. The Saints haven't fully unleashed Miller because they still have Alvin Kamara, but in Dallas, he could find the perfect opportunity to shine. Then there's Tyler Allgeier, a player who's made waves in Atlanta even while competing for touches with Bijan Robinson, one of the most hyped running back prospects in years. Allgeier has quietly been one of the more underrated backs in the league. He runs hard, he's durable, and he brings that physical style that Dallas has missed since the prime days of Zeke. Trading for Allgeier would give the Cowboys a 1-2 punch in the backfield that could keep defenses on their heels. Pollard could be the speed threat on the edges and in the passing game, while Allgeier could be the bruiser who handles short yardage and goal line situations. That kind of combination is exactly what offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer might be craving as he tries to add balance to this Cowboys attack. Of course, the challenge with trading for either Miller or Allgeier is the cost. What would Dallas have to give up to land one of these young backs? The Saints and Falcons both value their players highly, and Dallas doesn't want to overpay. But this is where the front office has to weigh the risk and reward. Is adding another running back worth parting with mid-round picks, or even a higher selection, especially when the Cowboys already have other needs to address on the offensive line and defensive line? These are the kinds of questions that make this rumor mill so fascinating. Cowboys fans are split, with some saying the team needs to go all in and make bold moves if they want to compete with the Eagles and 49ers, while others argue that Dallas has to be careful and not mortgage the future for short-term gains. Both perspectives are valid, but what's clear is that the Cowboys are at a crossroads. The roster is strong, the stars are in place, and the championship window feels wide open. The decisions made over the next few weeks could very well determine whether Dallas takes that leap forward or ends up with another frustrating finish. It's also worth considering the personalities and leadership qualities of these rumored targets. Wilkins isn't just a disruptive force on the field, he's known for bringing energy and passion to the locker room. That could be exactly what Dallas needs, especially in big moments where leadership matters. Gilmore is the epitome of calm under pressure, a seasoned veteran who has been in Super Bowls and big playoff games. Having that presence in the secondary could settle younger players and help them elevate their game. On the offensive side, adding a young back like Miller or Allgeier isn't just about production, it's about finding the right chemistry for a unit that has to be more balanced if the Cowboys are going to keep defenses guessing. At the end of the day, these rumors are exciting because they give fans a glimpse of what could be. Picture a defense with Wilkins and Gilmore added into the mix, combining with Parsons, Diggs, and Bland. That's a scary thought for opposing quarterbacks. Now imagine an offense where Dak Prescott has a backfield that includes Pollard and Allgeier, or Pollard and Miller, giving him the ability to lean on the run when needed and open up play-action opportunities for CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. The possibilities are endless, and that's why this speculation has Cowboys Nation buzzing right now. But as we know, rumors are just that, rumors until action is taken. The Cowboys front office will ultimately decide whether to stay patient and rely on what they already have, or whether to make a bold move that could shake up the entire roster. Either way, one thing is certain, the Cowboys are going to be one of the most closely watched teams in the league this offseason, and every move they make will be dissected and debated by fans, analysts, and rivals alike. So, Cowboys fans, the question is simple. Would you want to see the team go after Christian Wilkins? Should Stephon Gilmore be brought back into the fold? Would you rather trade for a young back like Kendre Miller? Or do you think Tyler Allgeier is the missing piece to the running game? Or should Dallas stand pat and trust the players they already have? These are the conversations lighting up message boards, talk shows, and fan groups across the country, and it's what makes following this team such a thrilling experience year after year. That's going to wrap things up for today's deep dive into the latest Cowboys rumors. As always, thank you for tuning in and being part of the conversation. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay up to date with every rumor, trade possibility, and piece of breaking news about America's team, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing.